I want to bring you on this message. God loves you. We are all work in progress. Why I'm telling this? Kasi naranasan ko yan eh.
The Jomudi Experience.
What's up, guys? It's your Kuya Pass, and welcome back to our podcast, The Jomudi Experience. TJX. Kumusta ang lahat? I hope everybody is well. Dahil ngayon po ay November na. Nasa month na tayo ng November. And day check tayo. It's November 5 already. Sobrang bilis ng panahon. Sobrang bilis ng araw. At katatapos lang ng holiday. Though, yung holiday natin is not so long holiday or long weekend. Kasi nag-fall yung Undas or yung All Saints Day ng Sabado, which is Sabado is a natural holiday. Kaya kailangan bumalik ng mga main characters natin sa iba't ibang lugar at umuwi ulit sa kanilang trabaho ng Sunday, kaya sobrang traffic. Biro lang po yun. At kailangan natin pumasok ulit ng Monday because it's not so long holiday. At ang bilis nga po ng panahon, like what I've said, 2 buwan na lang, 2026 na. Excited na ako kung ano ang gagawin ng Panginoon next year. Pero for sure, may plano si Lord. We just have to wait for our season or so season ng Panginoon sa atin. There's a right time for everything, right? And relate ko lang itong podcast. For sure na nakita nyo na po kung ano yung topic natin. This is a checklist for making decisions. Why I'm doing this episode. And for sure, makaka-relate po kayong lahat. Ulitin ko yung tanong. Ang bilis mag-shift. No? Why I'm doing this episode? Kasi I'm hearing a lot of young people today. These young people, they're in a hurry. Makatapos ng pag-aaral, wala namang masama doon, no? Ma-promote agad, ma-regular agad, magkaasawa agad, lagad agad. Yeah, we're living in an instant generation. Given na yun. That's why we have to be wise and be discerning in every decision we make. Kasi what you're doing today will benefit your future. So, I think, sabi ko, okay, gawa ako ng podcast or ng episode regarding making decisions. At isa pa sa mga bagay na nag-struck talaga sa akin, kasi we had our series title nun is Life Thesis, the book of Ecclesiastes. Solomon wrote it. I know some of you here are familiar with Solomon. King Solomon was the wealthiest. Talagang siya naging unang influencer, di ba? Siyang pinakamagaling na arkitekto kasi during his time, meron na talagang build project. Madami siyang napatapos ng mga gusali, pinakamayaman, pinakamaraming asawa, pinakamatalino, lahat ng nasa kanya na he is the ultimate Daniel Padilla of his time. Kaya kung titignan niyo yung kanyang resume, grabe, walang pwede makapantay dito. Elon Musk's, bank accounts and Jeff Bezos and Manny Villar combined, panis yun. Pinakamayaman ito. Pero at the end of his thesis, pag sinabi kasi natin thesis, conclusion, study, observation, sabi niya dun sa chapter 12, kasi Ecclesiastes has chapter 12 eh. Sabi niya dun sa chapter 12, sana natagpuan ko kaagad kung anong meaning ng buhay. So, eventually, si Solomon, he did narrow his focus. But, here's the thing. It took him a lifetime and an entire book to do so. If you're going to read Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Doon sa chapter 12, he finally determined what really mattered and what he really wanted. Kaya ito yung tanong ko sa inyong lahat eh. How about you? How do you make decisions? Do you really know what's your purpose? Have you figured out what really matters? Or have you figured out what really lasts? Yun ang sasagutin natin ngayon kasi maraming mga tanong sa buhay natin, ipupursue ko ba to? Tatapusin ko ba to? Gagalingan ko ba dito? Itutuloy ko pa ba itong mga masterals ko? Nainip ka lang, kaya ka nag-masteral? Kailangan ba talaga yan? Or do you have a way of determining your focus? Kaya, ito pag-usapan natin, 5 bagay lang po. A checklist for making decisions. Para pag gumawa tayo ng mga decision natin, swak na swak talaga. Diba? So, you can consider this following checklist as you make decisions kung saan ka mag-i-invest ng pera, excuse me, ng time, your energy, and when you face with a decision, maybe you have to ask yourself, ano ba talagang gusto ko sa buhay? So, let's do this. All right? Let's do this. Bahaging lang bago ko sabihin yung 5 bagay or yung checklist natin for making decisions. Ulitin ko yung tanong, bakit ko ginawa tong episode na to? Kasi alam niyo po, ang daming mga kabataan ngayon, sobrang nagmamadali sa kanilang buhay. And sometimes, ang nagiging indicators ng kanilang mga decisions ay yung kanilang emotions. But remember this, our emotions are not the indicators of making sound decisions. Okay? Truth and principles ang ating basihan ng paggawa ng sound decision. Kasi most of the time when we are emotional, impulsive yung mga actions natin eh. Pag medyo sobrang, alam niyo po yon yung kaya kahapon sa mentoring namin, talagang binigyan ko ng pansin ito eh. Pag medyo emotional ka, medyo impulsive yung mga decisions mo, medyo nagmamadali ka sa mga ginagawa mo, kaya ang nangyayari po is hindi tumatagal yung mga ginagawa natin. Hindi nagiging stable yung mga ginagawa natin. Nagkakaroon ng misinterpretations, nagkakaroon ng broken relationships, nagkakaroon ng drama, offense, culture, immaturity of team, di ba? Insecurity, immaturity of your career, whatever. Pero mga wise leaders, they really weigh the facts and spiritual implications. They think strategically. They do not react emotionally. They do not react, but they respond. They seek counsel and understand timing. So mahalaga po kasi yun eh. Of course, emotions are real and valid. Pero maganda, they must be submitted to wisdom. Diba? So, your career, your life, your ministry, your family, your mission, even your testimony, remain strong. Ulitin ko po yun. Emotions are indicators, not decision makers. Alright? Emotions are indicators, not decision makers. Kaya kailangan natin ng wisdom. So, 5 bagay lang po as you listen to this episode. Checklist for making decisions. First is this. Is this consistent with my priorities? The first checklist or question you have to raise when you're making a decision, especially making a big decision, ang una mong tanungin is this consistent with my priorities? Alam niyo po ang mundo, sobrang daming distractions. Social media pa lang. Yung mga side hustles pa lang. At ang mga tao ngayon, especially mga Gen Zs, ayaw nilang ma-FOMO. So, this question keeps you grounded dun sa ultimate priority mo at sa ultimate purpose mo. Because not everything good is God's will. May mga mukhang maganda pero hindi God's will. May mga mukhang at amoy okay pero hindi talaga yun ang will ng Panginoon. And remember this, if it doesn't line up with your core values, ito lagi ko tinuturo to, if it doesn't line up with your core values or your calling, it's not worth your peace. Sabi ko sa mga kabataan at gusto kong sabihin po sa inyo, when you do a thing make sure lahat ng ginagawa mo ay kasama dun sa core values mo. You have to crystallize the core values. Ano bang paniniwala mo? Bakit mo kukunin itong master rails na to? Bakit mo kukunin itong kotse na to? Bakit mo bibili itong bagay na to? Bakit mo papasukin itong organization na to? What is your values? Maganda, lahat ng gagawin mo is aligned doon sa values na pinaniniwalaan mo. At yung calling na binigay sa iyo ng Panginoon. Especially mga kabataan ngayon, no? Talagang peer pressured sila. At they don't know how to say no. They don't know how to say later. Because we're living in an instant generation nga. Di ba? Full of instant success, instant promotion, instant noodles, instant food, instant answer from GPT, instant whatever. But one of the things I realize is this. Kapag ginagawa ba natin isang bagay, magiging aligned ba to at consistent ba to sa mga priorities, especially doon sa core values ko? In my end, ako po ay nagpapastor at alam ko po ang calling ko. Very clear sa akin. My calling is simply this. I need to know Christ and be conformed in His image. Maging kawangis ni Kristo. That is one of my callings. Number 2 is to raise more leaders for the next generation for Christ. Malinaw sa akin yun. So lahat ng ginagawa ko dapat align doon. Nag-masters ako ng counseling. Why? Because I want to help the next generation when it comes to mental health. Maging mental advocate. Related pa rin doon. Kukuha ako ng ganitong magpupurso ko ng ganitong mga courses, dapat related lahat. Dapat focus lahat. And to all the Gen Zs and Millennials, tandaan niyo po to, your yes loses its power if you never say no. So, you have to guard your focus like your phone battery, or maybe your iPad na may protector, or maybe your cell phone na may screen protector. You have to take care of your yes. Kasi kung hindi nyo pinangalagaan yung mga yes, oh yes to ito, gawin natin to. Man, it's not worth your peace. Diba? So, yung bang ginagawa mo ngayon, is that consistent with your priorities? If no, then say no. Simple as that. You have to protect your mental health. You have to protect your peace, your money, your energy, or whatever. Kailangan ko bang patulad itong tao to? Parang wala namang kinalaman sa future ko at sa calling ko to at saka sa core values ko din. Ligwakin mo na. Diba? Kaya nga, lately, alam nyo, pinag-iisipan ko, no? Though, I decided. Kasi lately, parang sobrang, I'm into social media. Pero sabi ko, parang di ito yung calling ko, Lord. My calling is to raise more leaders for Christ. So, binawasan ko yung time ko sa paggawa ng mga kung ano-ano sa social media. Kasi I just realized, maraming mga vloggers na eh. Maraming mas magagaling na mga vloggers. Alam niyo ang kulang ngayon? Ang kulang ngayon ay yung mga taong magre-raise ng mga leaders para sa next generation. Yun ang kulang. So, yun ang gagawin ko. Though, I'm making this podcast. Ito na lang yung ginagawa ko lately. Nagpo-post ako sa TikTok. Pero hindi yun ang priority ko. If I have time, then I'll do it. Pero I don't make this as my own priority or my first priority. My priority is to raise more leaders, kaya nakafocus ako doon sa BDJ na Bethany Discipleship Journey. Period. Kung magva-vlog ako at magpapaka-influencer ako, I think that's not my... Siguro kung soon, di ba? But hindi ko naman tinutuldukan. But as of the moment, my priority, my core values is this. Know Christ. Preach Christ. Raise leaders for Christ. Period. Wala nang iba. And of course, my family. my wife, right? My spouse. Is this consistent with my priorities? Second is this. Is this within my area of competence? Guys, before you decide, before you pursue that course, before you take that master's or PhD or another course, the question is this: is this within my area of competence? Because I tell you, you don't have to do everything just to prove you can. Alam niyo po kung bakit? Si Lord po, binigyan niya po tayo ng unique skills and unique callings. Alam ko minsan, stretching siya, but stressing is not. Magkaiba kasi yung nai-stretch ka at nai-stress ka. Gagets mo yun? Minsan kasi, ito maganda ma-determine din natin just because you're being stretched, doesn't mean you're being stressed. Stretching meaning you're being challenged to grow, pero hindi ka na-stress or na-exhaust or na-drain. Sa totoo lang po itong BDJ na ginagawa namin, very stretching siya kasi I have to think, I have to create systems, I have to articulate, isulat ko yung mga mechanics and etc. I made a manual, sinulat ko yung manual, and then I proposed it to the team, to Bishop Zaldi. Very stretching. Pero hindi ako na-stretch. Na-stress kasi na-enjoy ko siyang gawin. Hindi ako na-drain, hindi ako na-exhaust, hindi ako nagre-reklamo. I'm stretched, but I'm happy doing it. So, here's the thing mga kapatid. You don't have to do everything just to prove you can. Kung ang calling mo ay maging psychologist, then be a psychologist. Galingan mo dyan. Gusto mo maging psychologist, tapos gusto mo ulit maging dentista, whatever. Gusto mo all around ka. Man, I tell you this, life is too short to know everything. Kung businessman ka, magpakayaman ka dyan, galingan mo for the glory of God, bang. Kung pastor ka, magdagdag ka ng knowledge that will complement your calling, bang. But to know everything, that's not your calling. God gave you a unique skill and a specific calling. God, yes, He is stretching you, but if you're doing the calling that God has given you, man, I tell you this, you won't be stressed. And here's my tip sa bawat isa po dito. Stop comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Dahil hindi po lahat ng pinapakita nila ay sila yun. Kaya ako personally, I don't post events or what's happening sa buhay ko. Kasi, parang, what's the sense? Papakita ko na ganito, aral na lang ako. Gawin ko na lang yung calling ko. Kasi ang calling ko naman ay hindi magkaroon ng 5 million, 10 million, 100 million followers. My calling is to raise leaders. I'm into my crowns when I'm in heaven already. And I'm into hearing that sentence and that phrase na sabi sa akin ng Panginoon, well done, my good and faithful servant. I'm into that right now. Because I know that is my calling. That is what I'm pursuing right now. And I think that is the area of my competence. Kaya pag kayo po, at tinanong kayo bang competence mo, wala kang masabi. Bakit? All around ka eh. Master of none ka. Jack of all trades, master of none. Diba? So, please, play in your God-given lane. Play in your God-given lane and grow from there. Kasi doon ka tinawag. First, is this consistent with my priorities? Number 2, is this within my area of competence? Number 3, can someone else do it better? Can someone else do it better? Mga kapatid, layo sinasabi to, delegation is not weakness. Delegation is stewardship. Delegation is wisdom. Sometimes, saying no gives others a chance to grow. When you say no to this kasi hindi ka magaling dyan at ibinigay mo sa mas magaling, lahat nag-grow. Kaya nga sabi ko kanina, maganda complementary lahat ng mga skills natin. May magaling mag-preach, may magaling sa systems, may magaling sa computer, magaling sa editing, may magaling sa ganitong parts, may magaling sa visitation, magaling sa marketing. Pag pinagsama-sama mo yun, you will be a well-rounded team. So, kung nakikita mo mas magaling na pwedeng gumawa nun, then delegate it. Delegation is not weakness. Diba? Sabi nga nila, good leader delegates. So, you have to let go of control. That's my tip para sa mga leaders na mga nakikinig ngayon at sa mga taong nandito po ngayon. Walang masama mag-delegate. Walang masamang aminin na mahina ka doon. Ang masama yung may pride ka sa puso mo na hindi mo naman alam pero naggagaling-galingan ka na gagawin ko to kasi ang pinaka-leader dapat i-model. Hindi. Mas kabibiliban ka ng tao kapag pinagkakatiwalaan mo ibang tao na gawin yung isang bagay na alam nilang kaya nilang gawin. Let go of control. Because leaders multiply themselves by trusting others. Leaders multiply themselves by trusting others, not by burning out, doing everything. Kaya ako po lately, I just realized this. Hindi ko kayang gawin. I have to delegate it doon sa mga taong mas magaling sa akin. And you have to accept this. May mga tao talaga mas magaling sa'yo. It is. It is. Accept also na hindi mo kayang gawin lahat. Accept also na may kahinaan ka. Right? So leaders multiply themselves by trusting others because trust is the currency in your workplace, in your ministry, in your team, or whatever. Para hindi ka nababurnout, kapatid. Delegate it. Okay? Can someone else do it better? Let's go. Number 4. What do my trusted friends say? Trusted friend, hindi yung acquaintance. Pag sinabi natin trusted, I'm assuming ito yung mga sinasabi talaga yung mga totoo sa harap mo. Why? Why do your trusted friends, why do we need this? What do my trusted friends say? Alam niyo kung bakit? Because your circle shapes your decisions. Mahalaga yun kasi nakikita nila yung kalakasan mo at kahinaan mo. May mga nakikita silang hindi mo nakikita. Of course, meron ka rin namang nakikita na hindi nila nakikita. So, don't just listen to people who tell you what you want to hear. Listen to those who tell you what you need to hear. Ito yung mga taong talagang in your face, man. Hindi yan ang strength mo. In your face, man, hindi ka magaling dyan. Dito ka. Kaya we need counselors. You need to be surrounded with wise people. Lagi ko sinasabi sa mga youth ito, your community is your accountability. Kasi yung community mo, yung team mo, hindi kasi siraan yan. Hindi nila sasabihin yung isang bagay na ikapapangit mo at kasisira mo. Yeah. Wise friends see blind spots. They see blind spots you can see from your own work, ministry, maybe feed, family. Because community is accountability. Kaya ako, I have my trusted friends. I have my inner team. Kahapon, nag-mentoring kami. Sinabi ko sa kanila, okay, you're my trusted team. Siguro later, ipopost ko yung mentoring na yun para malaman niyo po kung paano kumuha ng mga tao sa inner team mo. Inner. When I say inner, talagang ito yung mga closest confidants mo. Okay? Na makakasama mo sa team mo. But yeah, what do my trusted friends say? Magaling ka ba dyan? Oo, hindi. Hindi? Bigwak. Magaling ka ba dyan? Yes or no? Yes? Game. And then number 5, let me end this. A checklist for making decisions. Okay, number 1, is this consistent with my priorities? Number 2, is this within my area of competence? Number 3, can someone else do it better? Number 4, what do my trusted friends say? Number 5, do I have the time? That's a very, very crucial question. Do I have the time? Let that sink in. I'm doing a pregnant pause here. Okay. Why did I ask that? Kasi po, every yes costs time. Your yes costs time. Every yes costs your energy. Every yes costs your peace. So you have to count the cost before committing. Isipin mo muna, Masterals ito will run for 3 years. It takes money to finish this. May thesis ito. Projects. Before you say yes, man, the question is, do I have the time? Do I have the time? Because your time is your most important resource. Your time is your most important resource, not your money. Because time can produce money, but your money cannot buy time or cannot bring back the time you have lost. So, don't waste it. Diba? Itong sa akin, don't waste it trying to impress people who aren't part of your purpose. May mga party-party, gala-gala, alam mo namang matatamaan, magkakaroon ng ripple effect yung decision pag nag-yes ka na yan, sa pag-aaral mo, sa ministry mo, sa family mo, then just say no. Because when you say yes to an opportunity, man, I tell you this, you get ready to focus. It demands time. When you say yes to an opportunity, it demands time, it demands energy, it demands your peace, it demands your efforts. So make to-do lists. You have to set your priorities. You have to avoid clutter. Pursue excellence, yes, but avoid perfectionism. So, mahalaga po ay natutunan natin itong mga checklist na to. And tip lang po, as I end, minsan kasi yung iba dito hindi marunong mag-say ng no eh. Okay? How to say no gracefully? 3 bagay lang. How to say no gracefully? 3 bagay. You have to say no to the proposition, not to the person, para hindi ka makasakit. I think this idea, we have a different view. Ganun yung tirada na. We have a different view. I see it differently. But I have to say this, no for now. Number 2, respond in terms not to convey the best interest of the person requesting your involvement. Ulitin ko po yun. Respond in terms that convey the best interest of the person requesting your involvement. And then number 3, wala na akong time, kaya bilisan ko na. You have to differ creatively. Suggest an alternative. Kapag nag-no ka, magsabi ka rin ng alternative. I think ganito ang dapat natin gawin. Alright? So, as I end, walang masamang magsabi ng no. Saying no is not rejection. I think sometimes we're being redirected, okay? Or it's a redirection. And I think mature people don't ghost. Diba? I truly believe in that. They respond with humility, with grace. And of course, remember this, guys. You have to protect your peace. Okay? You have to protect your purpose na binigay sa inyo ng Panginoon. And that's all for today's episode. I hope may natutunan po kayo. And God bless you. Mabuhay po kayong lahat.
This is TJX, the Jomel, the experience. Buhay para sa kaharian, hindi lang for appearance. Luwalhati sa hari, bawat linya, bawat podcast na to